Hi everybody, DJ Tenhove here with the Tenhove Realty Group in Colts Neck, New Jersey. Quick 5 tips for you on how to make sure if you're a buyer and you end up in a multiple offer situation that your offer is the one that is accepted. So, it's almost the full-on spring market here in 2013, and if 2012 spring market was any indication of what this year will be like, the most aggressively priced, best conditioned properties will be the ones that disappear from the market the quickest and will likely sell for list price or above. That being said, if you're the buyer on that property, how do you make sure that if you end up in a multiple offer situation that yours is the one that's accepted? Well, this is the information you need. Before I get into the tips, you got to make sure if you're a cash buyer you have proof of funds, because you don't stand a chance of actually buying the property or having an offer accepted unless you can show that you're qualified for it. If you're a mortgage candidate, you have to have printed proof from your mortgage lender showing that you're pre-approved for the amount that your offer will be in. Now, first tip, be first. If you're committed to buying a property and something comes on in the middle of the week, make sure that you're there to make an offer if you're serious about the property as soon as possible. If that property comes on a Tuesday or a Wednesday, your goal should be to get that property under contract before the weekend. Why? The likelihood of there being an open house on that property on its opening weekend is extremely high, and if it's priced that well and in good condition, it will likely end up with a multiple offers on the weekend. Now, if you can come in with a realistic offer in the middle of the week and get that under contract, you avoid that situation altogether. One little side tip here. When you put your offer in, give an expiration date to it. 24 to 36 hours at most. Don't give the seller the opportunity to drag that offer out before they get back to you, and they could end up buying more time to get to the weekend where they get more offers. Number 2, be realistic. If the property is priced well and is in good condition, you are likely going to be up against someone else to buy that house because a lot of the inventory is not in that type of state and priced that well. So don't come in with a lowball offer from the beginning. If it's a house you're serious about, come in with a realistic offer to begin with. Number 3, keep it simple. Don't put in your offer requests for credits as well as for repairs on the house. There's an opportunity to do that during the home inspection phase. Putting things into the original offer contract can not only piss off a seller, but it can actually complicate the deal and blow the whole thing apart potentially weeks or months down the line when it comes time for the bank to give you a mortgage commitment. Number 4, close quickly. Sellers almost always prefer a quick closing over a prolonged closing. If you're a cash buyer, now obviously you can close as quick as you want. If you're a mortgage buyer, the likelihood is you're going to need 30 to 45 days for the bank to close that loan. Put a 30 to 45 day closing in if it's possible for you. If the seller wants to prolong that closing once you're under contract, you can negotiate at that point, but give yourself the best chance you have by offering a quick closing from the beginning. In all likelihood, they'll accept that. Next, have a strong offer, and that doesn't mean just the purchase price. That means your down payment. Commit as much cash to that down payment as possible. The reason being, of course, the seller is going to walk with the same amount of money if your purchase price is $1 million, whether you have a 20 or 30% down payment. But the difference between that 20 and 30% down payment is a lot more cash that could avoid an appraisal-related issue down the line. If it's a multiple offer situation and I was the seller's agent, I would be advising my client to take not just the offer with the highest purchase price, but one that had the most down payment. So if you're in a multiple offer situation, you might get picked if you have more cash down and a slightly lower offer than the next guy who's only putting down 15 to 20%. Keep that in mind. So those are your 5 big tips. Be first, be reasonable, keep it simple, have a strong amount of skin in the game, and close quickly. Those are the best 5 pieces of advice I can give you to tip the scales in your favor. Good luck. If you have any questions, you always know where to reach me.